Riverdale, Chapter 20, Sacrifices. A celebrity-based tale of abduction and peril, starring Veronica Lodge, as portrayed by Camila Mendes, and Betty Cooper, portrayed by Lili Reinhart. Written by SmoothCriminal and produced by Robert J. Mack III. Narrated by Ian Cartwell. Betty Cooper and her friend Veronica Lodge arrived at a local campus party posing as party-goers. Betty's older sister Polly had gone missing last month and hadn't been seen since, and Betty was genuinely concerned about her sister's safety. Her last known whereabouts were at a party at this sorority house, and she thought this would be the best time to try and get some answers.
Hey, great party, right?
Betty said with a smile. The drunk girl turned to her, struggling to stay on her feet.
Totally!
The strong scent of alcohol could be smelt on the girl's breath.
It would be wonderful if you can help me. I'm supposed to be meeting a friend here. I believe she's part of this sorority. Her name is Polly?
Betty spoke loudly, trying to speak over the music blaring in the house.
Polly? I don't know a Polly.
The young girl sipped on her empty red Solo cup.
You sure you haven't seen her? Her name is Polly Cooper.
Betty showed the young woman the picture of her sister on her phone. The drunk girl squinted and shook her head.
Nah, I don't know her. She your friend?
Betty sighed, rolling her eyes.
Yes, that's exactly what I said. You sure you haven't seen her?
The girl shook her head and Betty gave up, walking away to find another girl to talk to. She glanced over to her friend Veronica, who was finishing up a conversation with another woman, and when their eyes met, Veronica shook her head.
Damn it, one of these girls has to know something,
Betty muttered. She scanned the room, looking for another girl not busy dancing or in conversation with a group of ladies, when she felt a tap on her shoulder. Betty turned around to see a beautiful blonde woman in a pink scalloped dress and heels.
Sorry to bother you, but I couldn't help overhear you speaking with that other girl. You're looking for Polly Cooper?
She asked, with a look of concern on her face.
Yes!
She blurted out, feeling she would finally get some clue as to what happened.
Do you know her? I was supposed to meet her here.
I know, Polly. But haven't you heard? She's gone missing.
Missing? What do you mean? Do you know what happened to her?
Betty kept up the act in order to not draw suspicion.
Well?
The girl looked around and then leaned in.
It's not safe to talk here. Come with me to the basement. I have something to show you.
Betty looked at the young woman, perplexed.
What is it?
Please, just come with me.
The woman walked away, pushing through the crowd of drunk partygoers. Betty looked over to Veronica and signaled for her to come over. Veronica hurried to catch up to Betty, who was continuing to follow this mystery woman.
What's the matter? Find out something?
That woman says she knows what happened to Polly and has something to show me.
As the woman glanced back at Betty before heading into the basement, Veronica grabbed her friend's shoulder, forcing her to turn and face her.
So you're just gonna follow some random girl into the basement? Are you fucking stupid?
Veronica said sternly.
I'm not stupid. I'm trying to find my sister, and this is the first lead I have.
That's the problem. It's your sister, and you're not thinking straight. What if that woman is the reason your sister is missing?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Betty stood her ground.
Fine, I'll wait up here, and if you're not out in 10 minutes, I'm calling the cops.
Veronica sighed, rolling her eyes.
Thank you.
Betty placed her hand gently on Veronica's shoulder. As Veronica watched her friend head down into the basement, she could feel a presence behind her. As she turned around, there were two girls there. A beautiful light-skinned black girl in a black dress and thigh-high boots, and another raven-haired beauty in a red dress and strappy heels.
Hey?
The girls looked at each other and smiled, not returning the greeting as they looked back at Veronica.
You need to come with us.
The woman in the black dress said bluntly.
Excuse me? I'm not...
The women quickly grabbed her.
Hey, what are you? Ow!
Veronica felt a sharp pain in her neck and realized she had been injected with some kind of drug as she saw the syringe in the raven-haired woman's hand.
What did you...
Veronica's eyes crossed as she passed out and fell limp in the girl's arms.
Uh-oh, looks like someone had a bit too much to drink. Better lay her down.
The woman in black said as they carried Veronica away towards the basement.
Hello? Are you down here?
The basement was pitch black aside from some candlelight.
You were gonna tell me about my friend?
Your friend? Oh, dear Betty. Don't you mean your sister?
Betty could hear the woman's voice in the darkness but couldn't pinpoint where she was.
How do you know my name? And how do you know she's my sister? Tell me!
Betty demanded, trying to spot the woman in the darkness. She then noticed a new candlelight come on in the darkness, and it started heading towards her.
I said, how do you know she's my sister?
Betty's raised voice echoed in the basement. Once the light was close enough to her, Betty's eyes went wide in shock.
Because I told her.
Polly?
Betty was dumbfounded. She couldn't believe her eyes. Before she could react any further, she felt a prick in her neck.
You should have stayed out of this, Betty.
Those were the last words Betty heard before blacking out. Betty's eyes fluttered as she began to wake up. She could hear moaning just to the right of her, and the sound of chanting echoing in the room. She tried to move but was unable to. When her eyes opened, the first thing she realized was her bound knees and ankles. She tried to speak, but a thick cloth was pulled tightly between her teeth, making speech impossible. She wiggled her wrists and moved her hands around, trying to get some feeling back into them. As she looked to the right, she saw her friend Veronica tied up next to her, only she was tape-gagged. Betty tried to speak to her friend, but the fabric in her mouth made any speech she tried to make unintelligible. Not only was a cloth tied tightly between her teeth, but there was also a wad of it wedged in her mouth, making it even harder to communicate.
Glad to see you're finally awake.
Betty looked up at 4 hooded figures in front of her wearing masks with shimmering silver pendants around their necks. Glancing just past them, she could see other women in robes, candles, and pentagram symbols around the basement. The woman in front of the other 3 removed her hood and mask first, revealing herself as the woman in pink from earlier. The other 3 then followed her lead. The other 2 Veronica recognized as the 2 women who grabbed her, and the 4th girl revealed herself to be Polly Cooper, Betty's missing sister. Betty tried to speak, tears now filling her eyes.
Polly is one of us now. A loyal member of the Leviathan. Just like you 2 will soon be.
The woman looked at the 2 helpless ladies with an evil grin. Veronica's anger boiled up as she tried a futile attempt to lunge at the young woman.
I like your spirit. You will serve the cause nicely.
The woman in pink then turned and clapped her hands twice.
Ladies, it's time. Let the ritual begin, so that we may welcome our 2 newest members into our group.
The other cloaked figures in the room started a new chant and started to circle the ladies. Betty and Veronica's eyes darted around the room as they were surrounded. Betty tried to plead with her sister, but all she got in return was an emotionless stare. It was her sister standing in front of her, but they had done something to her, and Betty was terrified it was about to happen to her as the 4 women put their masks and hoods back on.
Let the ceremony begin.
the leader proclaimed as they heard the sound of a gong come from the corner of the basement. Betty struggled as hard as she could, desperate to get free. Veronica futilely struggled as well, stomping her bound bare feet on the concrete floor. The two ladies then looked over at each other, desperation and sadness in each other's eyes, as they both thought about how they were going to get out of this.